And are we up? Yep. And welcome to Salad Cream Boys live stream tonight. And today we're going to keep it a little bit casual. Just have a casual chat. And yes, there is a title of the live stream itself where we want to get ready for fitness. And what I'll be talking about today is not necessarily exactly how you keep fit, what kind of exercise or food or anything. It's mainly about the motivation. And there's a few things I've got to say about that a bit of context is needed there. So I'll be doing a Boston Marathon next year, and I'll be taking you through things that I'll be doing, and hopefully that'll inspire you. So let me just see here. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've been doing any content and doing any live streams, with the exception of doing the emotional support animals not too long ago, the Q&A on that. But yeah, I'm still here, live and kicking. A bit grayer than the last time. Doesn't mean I'm old. It just means I'm trying to get ahead of all the grey hair. So I am working on quite a few projects, which I'll go through in a minute. But yeah, hopefully now for the rest of the year at least, I've got enough where you'll be getting some weekly content from me. So there are a couple of guests which I'm just going to bring on in a second, just to let you know what's in the stream. So I'm going to be letting you know how I'm starting my journey on how to get to the Boston Marathon, because right now I am like 250 pounds, and I'm going to be going through what kind of steps I'm going to be taking to get that off, mentally at least anyway. I'll be hosting a Q&A. If anyone wants to ask a question, I'm happy to answer it. I've got a couple of moderators, so if I miss anything, they'll let me know about it. And yeah, let's have a bit of a chill chat. So I'm going to bring in my couple of guests, Virginia from the Virginia Show and Uncle Bill from about 10 million YouTube channels. So let's bring you on. That's not the right one. There you go. That looks a bit better. So guys, let's start with Bill. Hi, and what do you do?
Well, I'm just glad you didn't ask me to bring 5 crazy things with me, because that's what Uncle Bill's known for, is 5 crazy things. You know, I've even seen bigger YouTubers now, they're doing 5 crazy things just like Uncle Bill does. I have one main channel, the Bill Doobie Variety channel, which I'll pop a link into the chat if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Not a problem.
Okay, there we are. Everybody can go join me now and sign up for all my channels, and also sign up for Salad Cream Boys channels, because Nigel, he's very he's not boisterous,
All there.
but he is an amazing YouTuber, and he needs more subs, because we need to, like they say, stick it to the man. So we're going to stick it to YouTube and have Nigel get monetized by the end of April. That's what we're going for.
Thank you. Virginia?
Yes, absolutely. We are on the road to 400 subscribers this month. We're very close, but hey, I'm Virginia, and I'm with the Virginia Show, and my content is a little bit about, well, trucks and fitness, and I'm even gonna join Nigel on this weight loss journey. So you'll be seeing some content on my channel for that too.
Cool. Just remember, Virginia, 4 bottles of water every day. Right, so let's get to it. Why are we doing this stream? One, because these 2 lovely people held me down to the ground with my arms and legs and wouldn't stop me until I got this stream up. But other than that, yeah, go on. But other than that, the main reason, I guess, is that, look, it's now or never with all this fitness stuff. Winter's over, thank God for that, and it seems like this winter carried on for about 10 years, it seems like. So Yeah, let's get healthy. It's also the case that even though people might want to get their Christmas bellies off or like New Year's and all the celebrating, it's still a few months out. But because you got the warmer weather, you got more longer days, you got the sun out more, it's going to affect your mental health because you're happier with all the vitamin D that's coming towards you. It's just a better way of like the start of spring. Let's just go for it.
Yes.
So all the warmer weather and everything, everyone's going to be out, so there's going to be a lot of people who are just looking for that motivation and are going to be looking for places to find it. So yeah, let's get our winter weight off. Longer days. Yeah, so what I wanted to do today was just offer some encouragement. Again, not like do what specific exercises to use or what kind of food to eat or what kind of drinks to drink or anything like that, but how to generally get in the mood. So, why am I doing the Boston Marathon? Everyone needs a target. Well, not necessarily everyone, I guess, but I need a target.
Okay.
So whenever I've just like done, oh yeah, I just want to lose a few pounds and like get on the exercise machine and stuff, I'm done after like the next week, and I'm just back to like just eating chips and things. Does that happen with you guys?
Yes, and start with walking. You know, you can start walking before you decide to do some of the other floor exercises. What do you think, Bill?
I think walking's a great way to do it. Also, although, how far away is the nearest store to you?
Walking wise,
Yeah, walking
50 minutes to an hour.
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
That would be perfect. And what you could do is you think I'd have one? Oh yeah. Get yourself something to carry groceries in, preferably a backpack and not this bag, because I didn't know you were going to talk about it. And do an urban hike, as I call it, and everybody else calls it. But I changed the name to shopper size because I love to shop.
Of course, one of the other ways to do it, let's just say you are in a city, like when I lived in the UK, because I've just moved to America about a year ago. When I was in the UK, I was centre of the city. It wasn't exactly, let's just say, sketchy at least, at the best, and not really that safe. So one of the things I used to do, because I've lost a whole chunk of weight before, just jogging on the spot for like 20 minutes or so. So as long as you keep like the place well ventilated and things, it's still good to just do that for yourself. Yeah, so again, the reasons is now or never, health, kind of stuck in a rut. It's also going to give me a few more years like later on with my wife. So yeah, loads and loads and loads of reasons. And if you're watching this, what kind of reasons do you want to lose your weight? There's got to be some. Need that motivation. So let's get into the how. Start small. Everyone needs to start small. You're never going to run a marathon by running a marathon first. Small steps. So if you feel that, okay, if you put yourself a target for running for about an hour, and you only end up running 5 minutes, that's still okay, but you still want to do small first. So what I suggest is, if you can only do 5 minutes of running, start walking first.
Yes.
So what I've found is, and I've done the research on it, that when you're walking, that's more likely to get the belly fat off as far as anything else. It's going to work in muscles like in your lower back. So when you're walking and you kind of get that lower back pain, that's usually kind of like on your right hand side, that's because you haven't really worked those muscles before properly. Walking for about an hour will sort that out. Yeah. Let's see, what else have I got? Sorry, I've got all this written down here because I need to keep myself going on a stream. I'm not one of these warriors on YouTube where you just literally, it's like verbal diarrhea for about 5 or 6 hours.
Like Uncle Bill.
Yeah.
Take your time.
One thing also with walking, Nigel, is even though you're only walking and you're going for a longer distance than normal, you should stretch out just like a runner does. That's where
Yeah.
your pain is coming from, and the lower back pain that you're talking about is usually a sciatica nerve. And
Yeah.
so, do toe stretches, calf stretches, any kind of stretch you can think of that will prevent that pain would help.
Yeah, and there's like a million videos on YouTube that will be able to show you those kind of things. So that's good advice. When to do it. My suggestion, unless it's just not possible if you've got like a properly early job, first thing in the morning. And I'm not talking just lie in bed for a bit until you feel like getting up. I mean, actually, like, wake up, get up, get out. Because what's happening is during the night, your body goes into, let's use all the fat and burn off the fat and lose the calories during the night. When the morning comes up, that'll all stop. What the walking does is it keeps that method going until you stop exercising. And to carry that on also, if you want to say walk, not necessarily like do a proper energetic walk, but say walk to the next room, back, next room, back. Say, even if it's just a couple of minutes to get the paper from outside, just get up, say, every hour, and that will still keep that process going where the brain's thinking, I still need to get the belly fat off, as opposed to the other things the body does. So yeah, and what the walking does also, instead of just running, it gets all the foundation ready for the run. So once you do start running, all those muscles that you built up, none of that's going to hurt anywhere near as much as if you just started running first.
Miss Courtney in the chat says, how do you suggest someone in a depressive episode can set goals to help along their journey to healthier living and potential marathon goals?
Do not beat yourself up. If it's a case of, look, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor, so if it's a case that you physically can't get out of bed, that's something that you need to speak to your therapist or doctor about. But if it's a case of a little bit of, look, I'm not really feeling it, one of the best things is accountability. So one of the reasons why I'm posting everything every day on a short on the YouTube channel is, if I say don't feel it for a couple of days, well, I've got an audience who's maybe wanting to follow this journey. I've got to do it. So there's people who knows what's going on. What I would say is, tell people, get people to call you. If you've got good friends and family, then get them to just call you or whatever. Have you done your walk yet? I want proof. Can you video chat with, anything like that? Best thing to do is no man's an island and all that kind of stuff. You need to have people around you to say, look here, you need to do this. If it's a case that you don't really have anyone, again, it's where the small steps come into it. So walk to the front door and back, then a bit further and a bit further and a bit further. But yeah, the best thing you can do, accountability. Put it on Facebook. There's loads of people that you've never met before in your life on Facebook, most likely. So tell them, and then when they start coming to you and get them to message you, what's going on, because you haven't posted for a couple of days. What's going on? So do what you can to make sure you got accountability. That's my answer to that. As soon as you don't have anyone to answer to, it's so easy to fall back into old habits.
Also,
right.
What do you think of small attainable goals? I think that you need to add that in there also. And one things that you really didn't explain more is the fact that you're using your YouTube audience as your accountability partners, right?
Right. So I do have small goals. So my overall objective, I mean, the marathon is more of a tool to hit a goal. So my actual goal is, I mean, it might be a bit steep if I'm at 250, but I want to lose £100. That's my absolute goal. I'm taking it in £10 increments. When I say that, it's easy enough to like, okay, I've just done the 10, let's carry on, let's get to 20, then 30. That will work to a point, but what I'm doing is every £10 I'm rewarding myself. So not necessarily like let's have like a huge cake or anything like that on a day, but give yourself like, I'm not even gonna think about losing any more weight until I just have a day, and then go for the next 10 and the next 10. So you don't necessarily have to like have a big steak or anything like that. Just give yourself a break. And that is also a good segue for another point I got to make about all this stuff, is that exercise is fine, eating the right kind of foods is fine, calorie watching is fine and all that, but the biggest thing about this is the rest. The rest is actually equally, if not more important than the exercise itself, because what the exercise does is it breaks down and tears all of your muscles that's needed to walk, run, whatever you want to do, and it's the actual rest that heals up those muscles, and makes them bigger and all that, which the protein and everything else to help with that as well. But if you don't get enough rest, you're not going to be able to keep running. So that's
true.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. That's why when anyone joins a gym, one of the pieces of advice that the gym gives you is, as much as they probably want you to, don't come along every single day. You need your rest. So it's best to start, say, a couple of days a week, work it up to 3, and then whatever is the target that you want to get to. Don't just like go use every single machine all at once, because all that's going to happen is you're just going to burn out, and most likely you're going to hurt yourself.
Yes.
So the other part of the rest thing is, and I cannot stress this enough, you absolutely need sleep. Most important things. Sleep is going to keep your brain active. It's going to keep your mood good. I'm drinking like 4 bottles a day at the moment, but that's not going to do anything if you don't get your sleep. Your sleep repairs your body, it regenerates you, it keeps you focused. Literally, it takes care of every single part of your body overnight. If you don't get your sleep, eventually, 1, you'll go insane, and 2, you'll probably end up freaking dying because you're not sleeping. Don't get your sleep. I just heard myself there. Okay, don't know what that was, but yeah, sleep, huge thing. Best things to do, 8 hours. If you can't get 8 hours, at the absolute minimum, maybe 6, pushing it, but you really need to get in a good habit of having a good bedtime routine and getting that sleep.
Yes.
So, Virginia, Bill, any suggestions on, do you have a good bedtime routine?
Virginia, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Go first, Bill.
Okay, every night I do I am not somebody to model after for sleep routines, because I've always had a knack ever since I was a kid. I can go to sleep at a drop of a hat.
Wow.
Before I go to bed every night, I do 10 minutes on a magnetic resistance treadmill and 10 minutes on my Maxi Climber. It's just a fitness workout. I also do shopper size, just like I said, 1 to 2 times a week. And I'm coming back from the store with anywhere between 20 and 30 pounds in my backpack. And it's usually anywhere from a 2 to a 5 mile round trip. And one thing that I noticed with your water intake, that's one thing that you might consider even upping from 4 bottles of water. I used to. Now, I know both about weight loss and how to do it right and how to do it wrong. I used to wrestle, and
Oh,
losing 20 pounds from being a healthy weight is kind of unhealthy. And you get in a habit. I found out that there's a food pyramid. I mean, a weight loss pyramid, or however you want to think about it. But if you go the opposite way, there is a way to shortcut and lose weight, but it's harmful to your physical well-being. And I learned the hard way. I got in the habit of not drinking enough water, because what that does is it makes it so that you can't digest your food as well. It's an easy way to lose weight, but it's also, as I found out, like I said, the hard way. First off, my body, my metabolism, I don't metabolize water as well as I should right now, because
Right.
I've years of doing that. But it also helped me, probably one of the reasons for colon cancer, because I ended up getting colon cancer from not moving stuff through the system.
Right.
So yes, that's my take on nightly routine. I kind of went off the track. Sorry.
It's okay.
And
Well,
the reason why I don't suggest doing my nightly routine every night before you go to bed is because the one thing that they tell you as far as sleep is, before you go to bed, the last thing you want to do is what I do, which is work out.
wow.
Some people
Right.
say do it, some people don't. Darren Hardy, if you listen to him, he's right in there with me. He's one of these workout and then go to bed.
Well, I don't have a routine before bed, but I think on the water thing, I think people hate to drink water in the day because they feel like they won't get enough sleep at night because they'll be getting up, going to the restroom all night long. So I don't know how to get around that.
That's why you don't do it too close to bedtime. It's the same,
Okay.
like, it's like coffee. You don't drink that too late in the day, otherwise you're still going to get the effects from it later, because it's like a 12-hour thing with coffee, I believe. With water, couple of hours before bed, maybe, depending on how often you have to go. 3. I thought, yeah, 2 or 3.
2 to 3.
Yeah, I thought it was something around there.
And I did do some research on that, because Uncle Bill just happens to have that problem where, if I drink water all day long and I drink past when I have dinner, I'm up all night. It helps that I'm 66. That you're up on your anyway.
Yeah. By the way, number 4.
Yeah, that's good.
Congratulations. Wow.
And what time is it? What, 20 past 6?
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, in regards to starting off small again, yes.
Are there any half marathons that you can participate in earlier this year, or even just?
I haven't seen any,
Sure.
but my first goal, as far as actually doing anything in public, would be 5K.
Yeah. Some small like that. Yeah.
Yeah, do 5K first a couple of times, then work up to half if I can find. I'm sure Boston's got to do one. It's a big enough town, or city, whatever it is. But yeah, I've got to do that first, because there's no way I'd be able to do the marathon. Just like, even if I go from 5K to the marathon, that's going to be a nightmare. So I've got to do at least the half first.
Well, you're a braver man than I am.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of which, have you ever heard of Couch to 5K?
No.
Nope.
Basically, it's a lot of people do it on YouTube, and the NHS in England does it, where there's an app that gets you to do gradually get up to being able to go from literally no exercise to comfortably doing 5K in about 90 days or so. So it does an exercise where you go for about an hour and a half, and then most of it's like you run, so you walk for a bit, then run for a short amount of time, then walk, then run, then walk and run until the whole thing's over. And gradually over the weeks, the amount of running you do in that time goes up and up and up and up until you eventually able to do it without having to walk the whole way, right? So I'm actually going to put something in the chat now as a resource.
And Courtney just put in about the fact that 5Ks are usually local ones, and you look around for those for fundraising.
Yeah. So what I've just put into the chat is a resource from the NHS. You can get it in America. You can download it onto Android and Apple, where they've actually got like a world-class athletes and stuff talk to you while you're doing your run. And it's probably a good thing for like if you don't really have the resource of friends or anything, because it's got like a really good level of audio where like, come on, you're gonna make it, you've just done another couple of minutes of walking, come on, you know, really trying to amp you up. Have your earbuds in, or even just have it on your phone just right in front of you. It's a really good thing, really good. I'm actually going to mention it in the video that I'm working on right now. I can't, what's the word? Sorry, brain freeze. I can't recommend it enough.
Yes.
I totally agree. Anything that can distract you from the fact that you're exercising, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's actually the next point I got written down. What do you listen to when you're exercising? My answer to that is literally anything. There is no wrong answer. Yeah. Because I mean, I say this because there's people who might like go to the gym. People used to take me to the gym, and they like say, "Oh, the best thing to do is house because it's nice and fast beat and all that." Well, if you can't walk as fast as the beat, then what's the point? I personally like to listen to podcasts.
Oh.
I don't know if you ever heard of the channel, but there's something called what was it? Something about CEO. Diary of a CEO. Yeah, it's okay. Diary of a CEO, SEO. Where you know the. Actually, I'm going to bring it up on YouTube right now. Bear with me a second. Yeah, Diary of a CEO. So what happens is it's basically a podcast that is usually like hour and a half, 2 hours, and it has like every celebrity and anyone and any kind of like therapists and stuff, anyone you can even think of, and they just do a deep dive into their mental health, their history, and how it just made them how they are. It's a really good listen.
Cool.
And I can just listen to that, and the hour just flies by.
Well, you mentioned walking, and summer's coming. What about swimming? What do you think about that?
Swimming, I don't really have that much experience in it. When I was a kid, I could only do 10 meters, and that's about it, and I just can't do any more than that. I just don't know why. I just have no buoyancy. I just don't. But yeah, swimming's good. Mainly the fact that it just works literally every single muscle in your body, or at least the most in your body.
Yes.
Do you do any swimming?
I love to swim. I'm a good swimmer. What about you, Bill?
That was the hardest. I've done just about every sport you can think of except for cricket. And one of the most exhausting things I did was when I got into the military, we would play water polo. And it doesn't look that hard, but when you get in a 9-foot deep pool and you're swimming all out, it's something else. Swimming is very difficult, and I love it.
I mean, what about water aerobics? I mean, you're not really swimming, but you're exercising in the water?
Yeah. Go on. No, you go, Bill.
I haven't done it.
I personally haven't done it, but from what I know about it, you can, but it won't give you as much as a workout as if you was like outside. My suggestion as far as the research I've done is it's mainly for anyone who has any kind of injury, anyone who isn't as mobile as the average person, because the water takes a lot of the, you know, you're not using your muscles as much in the water when you're standing there and doing things. When you're swimming, that's a different story. But
Right.
because it takes a lot of the pressure off, like I know
Yes.
people who are obese who go to use a pool just so they can actually walk, as opposed to being in a wheelchair. They're very good for that. As far as training up to do a marathon or any kind of really energetic sport and lose weight, don't really have that much knowledge about that.
Hmm.
And
So on
yes,
the walking, you do suggest a good pair of tennis shoes.
Yes. I've actually got a couple of really nice Nikes that I got from England. I've had them for about 10 years and they're still as good today.
Wow.
My suggestion though is,
Wow, look at that. Look at all
very
that
good.
cushion.
Yeah, insoles.
Wow.
my
You
suggestion
go,
is you
Bill.
get orthotics.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, sorry.
What is it? What is it again? I don't know what that. What?
This is an orthotic, and I complained to one of the doctors in the military over 20 years ago, and they said, "Oh, Bill, you just go out and you get yourself some of the hard plastic orthotics, and stick those in your shoe, and it'll be much better. You won't have as much plantar fasciitis and all that other stuff."
Wow.
They really do help. I've gotten into a regime every year. I buy a new pair of Skechers, and first thing I do is I rip the memory foam out, and then I put a new pair of orthotics in.
Good tip.
Also, depending on the make, and so I'm not 100% sure on how far they got with this, but I'm sure it's necessary to a point. Wear them out as much as possible before you do your exercise with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not 100%. Yeah.
That helps you so that you won't fall, because you're not used to wearing the orthotics. And the same thing with a new pair of sneakers. I mean, you do the same thing.
It also helps with blisters.
That too.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like I mean, not necessarily like a pair of sneakers, but if I had to wear a nice pair of shoes for work, for example, I had to wear them in properly. I mean, literally wear them everywhere for about a week before I even took them to work properly, because otherwise my feet are like they're balloon up. Can't even get them out the freaking shoe, right?
Whoa.
So yeah. Wear your footwear out as much as possible for a good few days or so. I'm not saying like do it for a month or anything. Just make sure they feel comfortable before you even set foot outside and do your proper walking and running.
Now, I'm not going to steal your thunder if I talk about the next thing, am I? Because
no, go on.
Are you going to talk about socks?
No, you can talk about it. I have suggestions, but you go first.
Okay, because what I was going to say is that they are just as important as the shoes, because the socks can actually mess up your foot just as badly as a bad pair of shoes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. One thing I learned when I worked in stores such as, well, you wouldn't have them in America, but there's stores like Millets and the North Face you might have heard of, where they sell like camping gear and things like that and walking shoes and things. One of the biggest things is to get what we call 2-layer socks, so that Bill will probably know. So you get like, here's your foot, you get the sock, here's one layer, and then you have a layer on top that's rubbing on the inside layer, so it's not actually rubbing on your foot, so that there's a lot less chance of getting blisters.
Great.
So as far as your foot's concerned, there's no friction, nothing. The only friction there is on the outer layer, and it's not even touching your foot. So they're the best things to get to wearing. Well, apart from a good pair of orthopedic insoles, the best thing to wear inside shoes, especially if you're going to if you're going to either be walking or running in them all day long, which if you're going to do a marathon, you'll want to have them.
So basically,
what you're saying, that are real There's some people who walk their real sweaters, so they bring a towel with them. I mean, because they're sweating the whole time.
Yes. Another suggestion for that, they're not expensive, or probably, well, I say not expensive, you probably pay like $10 for them, maybe at the right price. I think BJ's used for about 10. You need to make sure that they're wickable. So if you might have heard of breathable wear and wickable wear, breathable is what you wear in the winter, so that if you overheat, that it lets all the condensation, everything out, all the air out, so you don't get wet inside. Wickable is when you get sweaty, and then the clothing takes the moisture away from your body, so that it keeps you dry and you're not uncomfortable.
Oh, cool.
So wickable is the way to go, especially when we get to the warm and hot weather. And I believe
So
the
basically,
yeah.
With the 2-layer socks, are you talking about a special sock that has 2 layers or 2 separate socks?
You can wear separate socks, but what will probably happen, because they're 2 thicker layers, it's just going to overheat your feet. What I would say is the actual 2-layer socks, because each layer is going to be thicker. They're going to work in conjunction with each other, because most of them, I believe, are breathable. And they're just a better way to go. As far as I think if you just put 2 socks in, then more, you're probably going to damage them more and tear them.
Because I've never seen 2-layer socks. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, let me just.
I mean, what we did skiing and running back when I was a kid, we had one pair of like nylon socks and then cotton socks on the outside.
Yeah. I'm just bringing them up.
Cool.
Okay.
If you put it in private chat, I'll put it in the regular chat so people can have it for replay.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. Yeah, there you are. Sorry, bear with me.
I can even look it up. Actually, I didn't.
No, I got something for you.
Oh, you got one?
Control. I'll put it in chat. Don't worry. Bit of a long link, but it's actually it's too much. You know, the link is actually longer than the maximum amount of a comment it can make. It's 257 characters.
Oh no! Well, just be sure, people, that we know that there's 2-layer socks, and you know what? Nigel will type it into the description into the video.
Yeah, once that's finished. But hang on. Wait, socks used for recollection. Made double-layer sock. No, I don't want an actual one. You know. Okay. I'm going to share the screen of what I got here. So I'm not one of these supermen that can multitask. Share screen, tab.
All right, so while you're doing that, oh, good.
There you go. That's basically what they are. Essentially 2 layers to help absorb friction and allow the body's natural cooling process to evaporate moisture. As a result, double layer socks can be much better option for blister protection as single layer socks. So most likely you won't have to go to like the pharmacy or the drugstore and stuff to get those things you put over where you'd normally get blisters, like the heels. You can just wear them. And the point of them is that they're more heavily built, like they're built to last, as opposed to just normal pair of socks, and they help get the moisture out. But yeah, they were a godsend. I've actually done walkathons that like 26-mile walking, and yeah, they held up so good. And you can get them like long socks and short socks, so the short ones, the sport ones, are better for the marathons. But yeah, they're like a lifesaver.
I bet.
Yeah. And they say, 100% guarantee that they'll hold up.
Great.
So, question for you, Regina. What made you start losing weight, as you just said earlier?
Start or what made
Start.
me start?
Yeah. What's your
When I went to the
motivation?
doctor. When I went to the doctor and he told me that I've never been 204 pounds in my life. Even, being pregnant, this is a bit much. But I would like to get down to 50 pounds. And it's
Okay.
probably going to take me this entire year, what's left of it, to do it. Like you
Mhm.
were saying, a reasonable amount of weight to lose per month is 8 pounds or
Yeah.
4 pounds.
Um. Right. So, disclaimer on this because it's something I forgot to mention to you the other day. When you first start losing the weight, especially if you're larger, like I am, and you've got like all this here, um, you're going to start losing the weight fast, really fast to start off with. Like for example, over the last couple of
Wow.
days, I've lost 4 pound. Um,
Congratulations. What?
thank you, but like I told you, it's mostly water weight. So the more
Okay.
water you drink, you're gonna flush out all the salt and everything else. It's keeping all this held onto. Then you
Oh.
basically that will make your face thin out and all the rest of it, and that's going to go on for a good 2 to 3 weeks, I
Hmm.
think. Roughly, I
Okay.
think the average is about 2 to 3 weeks. Once you get past that point, it'll go from that to eventually like that, and that's where the real work starts. So
Okay.
as far as motivation, that's not a word, is it? As far as motivation goes, if you do start like getting the weight off really quickly, and then it's like, oh my god, I'm doing all this exercise, I'm not eating anything, and I'm not losing any weight at all. That's
Hmm.
okay. That's normal. That just means that all the start off weight, that's all gone, and you got the real stuff to get rid of. So
But
yeah.
Nigel, I got a good one for you because a lot of people don't want to do all of the hard work. What do
Right.
you think about apple cider vinegar?
um
Apple cider vinegar.
I tried it. It didn't work out too well, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the same kind of thing as what the fudge is it called, Himalayan salt. I think it's
Uh-huh.
a good way to flush out your system. I think, not 100% sure with the apple cider vinegar, but I think it's a way of cheating, maybe.
It
As
is a
opposed,
cheating way, yes.
yeah. Anything that they're gonna say, oh, this will make you lose like 50 pound immediately, I'm very, very
Yes.
skeptical of. Um,
Me
I would
too.
basically just keep with the water.
Okay.
Yes.
If,
Bill is
if you
familiar
want to
with it.
learn weight loss, I know a lot about it.
Cool.
Okay.
Bill
There,
knows about that apple cider vinegar, right?
well, yeah, it's for the micronutrients, and it's also for the acidity in your stomach. And
Oh,
the one thing that you were talking about earlier about losing weight, you're absolutely dead on spot right. And what I've called it for years is called you reach your plateau weight. There's a plateau
Right.
weight that you reach going up and going down. Like if you ever notice, we don't get overweight overnight. It's like
nope.
you get to the point to a certain weight. There's the weight, and like mine is 168. I know
Uh-huh.
that at 168, if I get myself down there, I'm going to lose weight once I get past it, and it's just all of a sudden going to stop. I mean, go flat out fast, and then I'll get down to maybe 164. But at 168, going up, I can hit that weight, and I'll stay there for the longest time overeating. But then all of a sudden, one day, you'll wake up and you're 5 pounds heavier. It just happens. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's the same way going down. You lose weight, and then you hit that plateau weight, and like Nigel says, you just have to keep working, work. Now, one of the best things that you can do is, next to throwing away your scale altogether, only weigh yourself once a week.
Yeah, that's the fatal mistake I made. I literally used to do it twice a day. I know that's extreme, but if you obsess over it, you're gonna see every single fluctuation there is, and your body is gonna fluctuate so much. It's gonna go up, down, up, down, up, down. The best thing to see the actual gradual. Yeah, go on.
Once a week, and not only that. Here's the other thing. Don't cheat on that. Have it be the same time every week. Because
same time, same clothes.
Well, there's only one way to get an accurate weight.
Yeah. Birthday suits.
Well,
you wear your birthday suit and you look down.
Miss Courtney say add a picture. How about putting a picture of yourself on your refrigerator door? A picture when you were.
Oh, that's what she's talking about. I thought she was talking about for the vinegar. I was like trying to figure out which one. That's why I asked her back. Thank you, Courtney.
I mean, she may not be talking about that, but I do know people will put the picture, the size that they want to get down to, on the refrigerator door. So when they go there, it'd be like, nope.
Yeah.
That's like the thumbnail that I was going to make for Nigel's original idea for a thumbnail was to put his head on a 6-pack.
Courtney, can you please clarify what you meant by picture, because I'm still not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, you can also take a picture of yourself now and remind yourself that's the thing that I don't want to be.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. Yeah, that'll do it every time.
What do you think about putting it on a dartboard?
Only people that I don't like, I put on dartboards.
Oh, that works too.
Like
so, guys, how about a vision board? A vision board, a weight loss vision board. How about that?
Yeah. Anything that works for you. I personally, because I like graphs and things, I've got this. Okay, the scales that I use have Bluetooth in them that connects to your phone, and they give you every piece of information you want on it. So bone density, your BMI, how much visceral fat you have, how much muscle mass that you have, all that kind of stuff. I like scrutinizing all those things. But as you say, you don't want to be like doing that every single day. Just keep it to a week.
And the other thing is those scales can lie to you too, because they're based on galvanic response, and your feet moisture will throw the scale off.
Really?
You're always going to get the correct poundage, but all the rest of
So, okay, let me ask you this. So, if you do keep it to like a week or so between weighings, would it still be accurate to a point? Because obviously, if you're going to do it day after day after day, it's going to go way off. But if you keep it less frequent, is there still going to be any truth in those readings?
You mean as far as yours? Oh, you mean those biometric readings?
So if you leave it like a couple of weeks, obviously there's going to be a bigger difference.
Yeah, if it's the same time of the day, but the big thing is actually, because aren't they? Correct me if I'm wrong with your scale, because I have one that's similar to it that just measures supposedly your water percentage. No, your fat percentage. I can't remember which. Yeah. But anyways, you put your feet on. It's got those 2 metal plates on it for each foot.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you read your directions on that, your foot moisture can throw that off.
Right.
So they want you to have very dry feet. That's the most important thing with using those scales. And don't do it with your socks on. You got to go be barefoot. So
no, I just recently had to wear a covering because I had like a torn muscle in the side of my foot, hurt like a nightmare. And when I tried to weigh myself on it, it just wouldn't accept it. It'll give me my weight, but it wouldn't take any other readings.
Oh, the other thing I I actually have it just hanging here. It doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, but it has to do. Ouch! Look at all this stuff.
Be careful over there.
Uncle Bill's got crazy stuff. Chirp wheel.
Okay.
You might think about getting one. Because
what is it?
Chirp wheel.
You know how you've been talking about all your pain in your back?
Right.
That's what these things are for.
Oh, yeah.
You lay yourself down on it, on your back, and chirp, 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 chirp.
Wow.
They literally call it a chirp wheel because they have yoga rolling mats that are like this, but they don't have this channel here. You line your spine up with it and just roll on it. That will help with the pain like you keep talking to me about.
Wow.
How much?
They're very expensive. Well, not very expensive, but it depends on how you look at it. I would recommend getting them on eBay. You can usually find them used for under $50 for a set of 3. However, there's one that I like that's the smallest one, and that one costs $50 on Amazon just to get one of them. So I've never seen them sold used for the little one, but a set of 4 costs like about $150 straight from Chirp Wheel.
Right. But that's a good investment.
Used is a good way to get it. And the big thing is also to be very on a flat surface when you use them. Don't do it on a carpet or a heavy carpet, because you want to, just like sneakers, like you were talking about, be little leery when you first use it, because you can fall off of a Chirp Wheel. I've done it where you go, that's not too fun.
Okay, let me ask you this. Because one of the things that I tried in the past, especially when I've been trying to get off the belly weight, you know those things you put around you so that you sweat off more? Do those actually work?
Yes, they're good. The one thing that you want to be careful of, the other thing is, I knocked over all my stuff back here. We used to use them in wrestling, and a different version. We would use literally sweatsuits. We called them sweatsuits. They would be all plastic, and you wear it in the pants. And then what we would do is roll up inside of the foam rubber wrestling mats, and we'd roll a person in there. We'd put the guy who has to lose the most weight in the middle and the other 2. But the one around your belly, that will help. You'll sweat more there.
Wow.
It's not going to be magical, but it will help you. It'll help your body sweat more.
Okay.
And for the ladies that got the waist,
what you don't want to do,
got the waist, the sexy waist trainers.
Yeah, same thing. What you don't want to do is get yourself a sweatsuit. Because
no.
At our age, 1, you don't want to do it, and 2, they actually in New York State they outlawed them for high schoolers, because we had a kid die.
Wow.
Because you can overheat yourself.
Dehydration.
That too. Stroke.
Wow. I was asking because I used to have one, mainly because when you're walking and you've got a belly on you, then your belly's going to create stress on your spine. So whenever I push that up into myself, then most of that tension, everything is just gone. So when I'm trying to walk or run, there's no pain whatsoever.
The only thing I would caution you about with that, Nigel, is the fact that when you wear a back brace, because that is essentially wearing a back brace,
right?
You're not exercising the back muscles that need to get the exercise to carry the weight that you want to carry. So I would do it in moderation. If you're going to be doing that. But as far as working out with it, I'd be all for it. And be with it to your level of comfort, not Uncle Bill's level of comfort. Whatever works for you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so I think that's all really want to talk about with that.
There's one other rule on that with exercise.
Mm-hmm.
When it hurts, stop.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't keep going.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?
That's one thing I forgot to say, because if you do set yourself get my words out. If you do set yourself targets, for example, running, walking, whatever, for half an hour, whatever, and you can only do 10 minutes, and it not hurting as in burning, but hurting as in, oh my god, I can't carry on. Do not try to hit that target. You stop, because what's going to happen is you're going to get hurt, and then you can't run, you can't walk.
And there's one other thing that we didn't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Bring that thing with you. In other words, if you're away from home and you're exercising, bring your phone.
Oh, definitely.
You fall down, you get hurt, you whatever. But this is our lifeline. And it's more of our lifeline than it ever was, because there's no more payphones anywhere, you know?
That's right.
Yeah. Especially like if you're in the case where you're living alone. I lived alone for ages and I had to. If you even if you tell people at work, even tell someone that you're doing this kind of thing, because if something does happen to you, who's going to know otherwise?
Exactly. Well, this is the last thing I want to say. People who walk the dog and they walk and stop and walk and stop, and they say, well, I walk all the time when I'm walking my dog. That's not the same as walking, right?
Yeah. That's right. And, you know, the other thing is I kind of laugh. Well, not laugh. There's two type of runners that run with dogs. There's ones that are dog friendly, and then there's ones that aren't dog friendly.
Yeah.
It's just so, you know, it's sad both ways. Well, the dog friendly ones you like, but the ones that aren't dog friendly, where they're dragging the dog, oh man, I feel so bad.
What? I've never seen that before.
I have.
That's so sad.
Where it's like the dog just,
even the dog is tired.
Oh yeah.
Also, I would say that if you are taking your dog out specifically because you want something there to exercise, just be aware of other people with dogs and your own dog's temperament, because you don't want to just go out running or jogging or whatever, and then you're having to stop for half an hour because your dog's getting to fight with another dog.
Oh my God! Yes.
Now, with mental health, doesn't exercise kind of help with just your feelings? Don't you feel better after exercising? Yeah,
it increases dopamine and various other things, and it really helps. I can't remember the sciences of it, but basically, it's just helping everything.
Yes, feels so much better.
But again,
and the muscles have been exercised, you feel great.
Yeah, it keeps you awake, keeps you more alert. When you wake up, it's good to start the exercise in the daytime, because it's the circadian rhythm, and it just keeps you generally alert.
Absolutely,
I believe. And also gives you the feeling of accomplishment. Huh?
Tomorrow will be day 3 on your journey.
Day 3 tomorrow. So just so everyone knows, I will be doing a post, a short every day, and that's going to go on for a year.
Right.
Yeah. So the Boston Marathon I'm doing is potentially April 2024. So if you want to keep on that journey, then you're going to need to subscribe for a long time.
Yes. And come daily, huh?
And also I am looking for a charity, mental health type of charity to represent through all this. So once I can figure one out, I'll put a post on YouTube and donate. And that'll give me some more reasons to do it. Motivation, accountability, that's it.
Absolutely. So sponsors are welcome.
Right. Right, separately from all that now, there is something that I wanted to do on here, probably when Bill comes back as well. If you want, I can play the first few minutes of this new video that I'm making.
Oh, yes, please do.
It's not going to get into any nitty gritty or anything. It's just going to be the introduction of it. I'm going to wait until Bill comes back though.
It's going to be like a little trailer.
Not a trailer. It's going to be the first few minutes. Mainly because I've actually got about 5 minutes of it worth of it where it's not black screen or anything. It's actually filled up with footage. So this will be the video that I'm making my comeback to YouTube with.
Oh, all right. And how long would it be total?
I believe it's 19 minutes.
Cool. And you got 5 minutes of it done already?
So I've got 5 minutes of it where it's a solid block of content, but like it's still like a whole video I've got, but there's going to be parts of it that are just blacked out because I've not got any B-roll or anything on it. And I've still got to do the editing on most of it, but the first 5 minutes, that's finished and done.
All right. Wow. That was fast.
Yeah. Well, it's took me a year to do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very time consuming. I can't wait to see what you've done already.
Yeah, so one of the reasons why I took this hiatus is because I can get my skills up with editing, and I've learned quite a lot. So you'll see a massive difference for all the other content that I put out with this. All right, Bill's back.
I got one thing that I forgot to mention earlier about dieting.
Yep.
Is a lot of people subtract. And I have learned a new way to diet is not actually subtract, is add in. In other words, instead of eating less, eat more, but eat, instead of eating that juicy steak that you want to eat, eat 5 carrots or something like that before eating the steak.
Yummy.
Because if you eat more of the healthy foods, you'll naturally start to want the healthy foods instead of the steak or whatever. But, I'm just using carrots for an example. There's a lot more tasty, healthy type of foods that you can add into your diet that have actually no calories. For example, celery.
Yeah.
And just hammer down on it.
And it's something that I was talking to Virginia about the other day as well, where because the huge thing with food is bread is your worst enemy.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
yeah, I know. Bread.
We all love that bread and biscuits and rolls and.
I also said me and bread go so well together, but we're deadly combination. Bread. It's just can't do it.
Well, another way that you can do things too is I have a 16-ounce bowl. I fill it up 3 times a day.
Okay. With what?
Whatever fits in it.
Oh, wow. So that's it.
And that's pretty good. I don't eat much more than that. I mean, sometimes I might have a little snack, but that's 3. Those are my 3 meals.
Okay.
For me, it's oatmeal, and I'm going to get some potatoes, sweet potatoes.
Yum. Oh, wow.
You might try, I love grits. Yum.
I can't stand grits. I just can't. I cannot get along with it.
How do you like your oatmeal? Do you like it soupy, or are you a clumpy?
I like it halfway between soup and solid.
Me too.
I like my oatmeal kind of like I like my grits, which is almost like a cookie. It's so condensed.
Okay.
I put a spoonful of not sugar, peanut butter in.
Really?
And I drizzle some honey.
Oh boy, that's rich. That's a rich bowl.
I listened to a nutritionist about, and instead of honey, you could actually add raisins or craisins, and that would be a little bit healthier.
Well, I was actually gonna
Mm.
I was gonna change it over to bananas actually.
Bananas are good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have the same grits every morning. It's a quarter cup of the grits. I have a fistful of craisins, a banana, and then I shared my go-go grits on a short. Put a teaspoon of heaping teaspoon of psyllium husk in there too. It gives
Right.
it makes it kind of like Jello.
As far as I'm aware, with oatmeal, it's best not to get the stuff that is like it takes 3 minutes to like heat up. You got to get the natural ones, and I believe steel cut ones the best ones
Steel
to
cut.
get.
Yeah, you're right on steel cut. What's
Yeah.
funny is I don't know. I can almost take with oatmeal. For me,
Yeah.
all I got to do is warm it up. I don't even care if it's fully cooked because it tastes about the same to me.
Yeah,
Oh
same.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was also thinking of doing the whole. I can't remember how you'd say it, but the ready-made ones where you get like a mason jar or
Oh,
something, and you put milk in overnight.
Wow.
those. You mean the ones where you? Yeah, you could
Like
do
still
that
natural oil.
with
It's
steel
still
cut.
natural oatmeal.
Anything that comes in an envelope
Yeah.
and is a cereal, stay away
Mhm.
from.
Okay.
Just get one of those big tubs, or some supermarkets, at least on the West Coast, sell things by bulk, which
Right.
kind of
Mm-hmm.
helps. But those packet deals, when you read on the side of the label on those things, because they're designed to live longer than we do. I mean, sure, they put an expiration date on it, but you can go, it's kind of like a Twinkie. They found,
Yeah.
there's always the story of somebody finding a World War II Twinkie, and it's still good.
Oh.
God.
Yeah.
I only
Out of
had
preservative.
I only had my first Twinkie a few years ago. That's
Do you
interesting.
know that the flavoring that was in a Twinkie? Can you name the fruit that's supposed to taste like?
Not without looking at it.
It's a banana. It's supposed to be like a banana type of flavor, but it doesn't taste like
No.
banana to me.
No.
Yeah,
They're lying.
I am
It
not
ta-
lying. I'll look it
it
up right now. I'm going to
it
look it
tastes
up.
like a Jaffa cake without the filling in it.
Okay. It's too sweet for me. Too sweet.
While you're looking at that, Bill, I was just about to show a preview of the big video that I'm bringing out shortly.
If you take a
Wow.
look from 1930, when the Twinkie was first invented in the 1940s, Twinkies were filled solely with banana cream. But
Oh.
a banana shortage during the war forces Twinkies bakers to replace it with vanilla flavor. Okay,
You
there's
see? There you go.
but it was originally banana.
Right.
Okay. I knew there was no banana in there.
Right. I'm going to
Not
stop.
just let it roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the first few minutes of the big video.
Oh, I want to see that. Nigel's videos
I
are
know.
amazing.
Yeah.
I know
hope you all sticked around for this, because we should start into this.
So, okay, here we go.
Love it.
Sneak preview.
All right, I'll mute
If
myself.
you clicked onto this video, you're most likely down in the dumps. You've hit the wall, or you're just generally feeling low and you just don't seem to be able to snap out of it. You're probably doing nothing except for staying in bed most mornings and just looking at your phone. Everything is looking bleak and you just don't see the point. Well, what if I told you that you could be happy again and all it would take is 1 month? I know, I get it. So you're probably wondering, this is going to take an entire month? Worry not, there's actually a very good reason for it, which I'll get into in just a moment. Now, this is actually a challenge that I undertook because what I just described was actually me a couple of months ago.
I'll stop it there.
That was nice.
But
Very
like,
nice.
what I'm doing with this, I'm trying to get this off the screen now. Where are you? Bear with me one moment. What the hell's going on here? Oh, here we go. That'll do. So what I'm trying to do, yeah, I'm filming most of my own B-roll. So I'm not doing stock footage so much, and it's going to be like I'm telling a story as opposed to here's a list of things and here's just a load of random images for you.
Yeah, that was very entertaining.
But that's only like the first couple of minutes. There's better stuff coming up with it.
Right.
And the other announcement is the fact that I'm making a short film.
Whoa. What?
Yep.
Well, congratulations.
When I say short film, I don't just mean a few minutes like you see on when you see something on YouTube. When you see short film, it's like usually only like 5 minutes. I'm making this at least 20. It's probably going to hit the 20 to 30 mark, but it's going to be one of those artsy type of films, should I say. It's going to be mental health awareness. It's going to be not easy to watch. It's going to be dark. It's one of these where it shows people who don't know about mental health how it really is.
Wow.
Sorry. No, it's okay. You could have put that public. Newport Film Festival.
Oh, is the film festival coming soon?
No, Bill just put it in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah.
It actually is going on right now. He would have to be pretty fast to get it in there.
Yeah, no, this is going to take me a little while to make.
He's in no hurry.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is also is that all the skills and things that I've learned over the past year, that I'm going to put them to good use. And if it's successful, then maybe I might do more. But it's really trying to do like people with like anxiety and depression have those. I mean, you can try to explain it to someone, but they're never really going to get it. This is the kind of thing I want to show off, where this is the stuff that if you really do suffer from really bad anxiety, you're going to get this. And it's going to be like, oh my god, I can't believe the people who I know that suffer from anxiety, that's what they're going through. Oh my god, that's what I want to happen.
Yeah.
Because it's very like actually show what happens behind closed doors.
Wow. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, so if it is successful, I'll be able to do more things like that. Because the thing is, again, as I say, when you try to tell your friends about it, there's still that kind of, I don't know whether the word to use is shame about it, but you don't really want to go all the way into it, because there's things that I suffer from that I wouldn't really want to tell my best friends, really. You just can't. And this is the kind of thing I want to show off, where if the people who are suffering through these kind of things don't really want to they don't have the words, they don't have the confidence to reach out to people for help, then to see something like this is what they'd be going through.
Gotcha.
That you can't put into words.
Exactly.
So I mean, like for example, you've heard of the phrase intrusive thoughts.
Yes.
So I'd be able to show that a lot more, as opposed to like if I was to say to one of my friends, oh, I'm like having some really bad thoughts and like I'm really demotivated and I just can't get out of my own head, they're probably thinking, oh, it's just being a bit shy. Whereas if you actually dived into it, it's going to be a lot better. It's going to make them see the better picture, where they'll be able to help you more.
Great.
And it's just all going to be about awareness. I don't think I'm describing this very well.
You are. I understand exactly.
Yeah, you got unwanted thoughts, images, or impulses that can occur spontaneously within your brain without you wanting them at all. Like,
Yeah.
for example, thinking about the fact that you might get fired from a job, even though you're a #1 employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, the biggest thing, at least for me anyway, with anxiety is that it doesn't always show itself, and especially with depression as well. So, like, for example, if you're out at a party with someone and you're like dancing around, you're having drinks and you're laughing and you're joking with people, it's still going on up there. That's never going away. But people don't see it because you're laughing and joking. And that's also the kind of thing which I want to illustrate with this type of stuff.
Yes.
So, like, for example, one way I could do it is if like I am at in the video, I am at a party with someone, I can still have whispers going on in my head while I'm talking to someone, you know, that kind of thing. So
it's kind of like for me, although mine's a little different than anxiety, but I can feel like I'm alone even though I'm in a crowd. I'm being very gregarious and everything else. So
yeah,
I can relate to that.
Yeah, and that kind of stuff. And also the things that like you might do in your own home when there's no one around, or in your bedroom or whatever, and the things that even like if you are out with people, even if you are looking uncomfortable, there's still a whole world that no one would ever think to know about, right? So yeah, I don't want to out people with it. I don't want to have people use it as in, oh, by the way, you're being an arsehole to me. Have a look at this. This is how I'm really feeling. It's just a kind of gentle, by the way, if you really, really do want to know about this kind of stuff, here's a video for you to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, you don't want people to take your work of art and use it as a club over your head either.
Right. And I've been thinking about this as well. I don't want it to be the case that people use it to what's the word? Emphasize victim. play on victimhood. There's too much of that right now. Everyone's a victim.
It is a tough phenomenon.
Yeah. But that's probably looking like next few months.
Okay.
So, right. Unless there's anything else, I'm going to finish it here.
Okay.
Cool.
You're a great man.
Yeah, I still have to work on live streams.
You said you're going to be grinding. You said you're going to really be...
Yeah.
Are you going to be grinding the rest of this month? Or are you saying... Okay.
I'm going to be grinding for undetermined amount of time, but it potentially months. And I'll speak more about that after the stream. But yeah, it's I've got to get content out there. And as far as the live streams go, I know I kind of talk a little bit, kind of fall off my words a bit. It's a lot easier to film a video and edit it because you got the safety net of editing stuff out, and it's more comfortable and you do it on time. With live streams, it's like if you screw up on a live stream, everyone sees it.
Yeah. It's okay though.
Yeah.
It's more natural.
I think that people like
natural.
They like to see screw ups. I mean, that's
there you go.
That's probably why they come to my lives. You know,
that's why I'm here.
I make a lot of it.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, and I'm hoping that if you're watching on the replay, if you are still watching, that any other questions, any other comments, then please leave them below. And also, YouTube, we're going to be giving you a suggestion on what to watch next, and that's going to be right here, over here somewhere, probably where Regina is. And yeah, have a good one. Stay safe, because at the end of the day, it gets dark.
Yes.